Good morning, Jet. I'm back with another video. I'm starting a little bit later than normal, but I just went down and had a fairly long conversation with Shane. But my question is, has anybody figured out how to get like the bottom 10% of this stuff out of the bottle? Because I can't really figure it out. I'm just over here like a caveman trying to dig this stuff out. I don't want to throw it away and waste it because that would be wasteful. Anyway, talked to Shane. He asked me how I was feeling because it was noticeable to him how I was not feeling yesterday. And I kind of talked him through our conversation. And at the end, he said, "See, let that be a lesson to you." And I said, what lesson is that? And he said, "Listen to me next time," because he has a point. A lot of the stuff you said about what was going on your side, he said almost exactly the same thing. It was quite insightful. Oh, Shane. But I'm feeling much better now, and I have you to thank for that. Um, I really appreciate your kind words and your patience. Um, like I said, it was rough. And, I thought about why. I was trying to figure out what started it. And then I was thinking about what you said about how your chest was hurting. And you reminded me that I had said that in my previous video. And, I think that's when it actually first started because I was laying in bed. I was getting ready to go to sleep. And I was thinking about you, and it started to hurt again. And part of my brain was, "Hey, your chest is hurting. What the hell are you doing about it?" And when I didn't have an answer to that question, when the answer was nothing, I don't know, it it just kind of started, and then then I didn't have anybody to talk to, and the spiral started, and next thing you know, I'm just absolutely miserable, which is completely illogical considering the person I consider to be the the love of my life is, just sleeping, right down the road, basically. And yeah, it was a strange day and a half there. But as I said, I'm feeling much better about the situation. I just needed to act. Um, I just needed to act on it, and I feel like I did, and I feel like we had a good conversation. So, yeah, I wrote some notes for this video because there are some things that I wanted to cover that I didn't want to forget to cover. So there's going to be more cuts in this video than normal. Whenever I was, asking myself, "What are you doing about it?" and the answer was nothing, it's because I can't just show up unannounced. I was thinking about it, and could I show up unannounced? And the answer is yeah, easily. Um, would I be forgiven for showing up unannounced? Yeah, probably. Um, but and here's where it got serious. It was, um, would showing up unannounced be an auspicious beginning to a relationship based on love and trust and respect and balance and consent and equity, and most important of all, agency? No, of course not. So it it's pretty much a non-starter. I mean, yeah, sure, I could show up unannounced and make a funny joke like, "Well, you told me you lived about 15 minutes from the airport, and I just wanted to see exactly how far it was," or something equally inane. But no, I'm just not going to do that. It's borderline disrespectful, and I have too much respect for you to even really consider that for any length of time. And then the problem got amplified because I didn't have anybody to talk to about it. Like I said, Shane's working night shift. He was out. It's 2:30 in the morning, and the brain just starts, kind of has this mind of its own. It starts to spiral, and next thing you know, I just felt horrible. I didn't feel like I could talk to you about it. Like I said, I'm not gonna put something like that in a blog or a YouTube video. Um, and then using Facebook Messenger, that's just not really communicating. Yeah, I think my feelings on that. It's trading messages. That's not one heart speaking to another heart, if you will. In my past, those are things that I would have kept inside. I would have stewed about them. They would have torn me up inside, and then after a couple of days or a couple of weeks, um, I would have gotten over it, but I would have hidden it from the other person. But man, I just love you so much that I feel this need to um, be completely open and honest with you at all times, even if open and honesty is uncomfortable at times. And yeah, I really felt uncomfortable this morning when I was writing the first group of messages to you. And it was better to write them than to continue, having this argument in my head, because those those arguments tend to get fairly gloomy, and that one did. I'm I'm making a concerted effort to be completely open and honest with you at all times, because you deserve it. You, as a person, deserve to know um, how I feel. I'm not telling you out of any selfish reasons. Um, like you said in your text message, it's not a performance. No, it just has to come out as something that I feel, and obviously you felt that the other person had the right to know, deserved to know. So thank you for that, and by the way, thank you for that, by the way, and yeah, I'm glad. Yeah, I'm glad I was able to, get it out there, even though it was not comfortable for me at all to talk about that. But I kind of feel like I I kind of feel like you have entrusted your heart to me, and and I take that very, very seriously. Um, I at all times I try to hold it, and protect it and take care of it. Um, and and thank you for that. I love you for that, and you know I feel like I'm doing the same. So yeah, it's a good thing. I'm feeling better. I hope you feel okay too. Feel good too. I don't want you to feel like you're being pressured into anything. It's just my brain just needed to be able to show some progress to um, uh, come to not a conclusion but an agreement. That hey, this is going to happen, and this is how we're going to get there. Some kind of plan, if you will. So yeah, I feel like we have done that. When I get home, we can have audio calls, or even better, video calls, and we can start working on the logistics. And Yeah. I thank you for being here, listening to my video. I thank you for being you. I thank you for being kind and empathetic, because I feel like you were empathetic, and you were also open and honest with me. Um, yeah, I'm gonna have to end this video before before I get a little teary-eyed. But I'm gonna say goodbye for now. I think I covered everything that I wanted to cover. Hope you have a great day tomorrow. So, goodbye for now. I sincerely hope you're sleeping peacefully. And I hope this message finds you well rested. And yeah, hopefully somebody brings you some joy today, makes you smile. I'm going to sleep shortly. As soon as I upload this video, hopefully it uploads fast. Until tomorrow, goodbye.